Welcome to the Talking Heart, always connected though miles apart. Like the lotus flower grows from the mud, transforming pain into power, we rise above. I am sending this voice message to an extremely special friend I met about 10 years ago through a mutual friend. At that time, I was very ill, and my mother was dying of cancer, which made me feel like I too was dying. I was extremely scared, vulnerable, and broken down, and she came into my life as this angelic presence. She was motherly and truly caring for me the moment we met. It was like we had known each other forever. She truly is a gift from God. Our life path has been similar, and we've gone through a lot of growth together over these years. This woman has helped me through a nervous breakdown. She's taken me to the hospital when I've needed care. She's always been there with her motherly presence whenever I've needed her. She has comforted my inner child through many emotional upheaval. She has made me feel safe when I was terrified, and she's taught me that it's okay to rest when I need it, to take care of myself and to nurture myself. She has a big, bright, beautiful heart, and anyone who comes across her innocence and true love is blessed. She has struggled with bouts of depression and has endured during many difficult times. So, my dear angel friend, my soul sister, I have a question for you. How do you navigate your life during periods of darkness and depression? I thank you so much for sharing your experience, your strength, and your hope with us and sharing it with this podcast. So while other people are listening, maybe they can get some comfort in knowing that they're not alone and perhaps find some ways to navigate through dark times themselves. I love you always and forever, my little pecan pie. All right, love you.
Hello, my love. Thank you so much for the beautiful words that you said about me and for the reflection of who I am. Big mother love energy. Really to, I would say most, if not all people I come in contact with, and to some people a greater degree of that energy, and you are one of those people. I'm so blessed to know you and to love you all of these years and continuing our journey together of support and love. You asked the question, how do I navigate through dark times? And I will answer that. First, I want to share that I have suffered from depression since I was a teenager, and I didn't know it at the time. And so I've had a lot of dark times in my life. After I had my second child and my depression increased, probably with postpartum, I sought help from a medical professional and started taking medication, which I was very, very hesitant to do, and I was very against it. And at that time, this was about 18 years ago, it wasn't as accepted as it is now. People weren't talking about it. I felt great shame in having to take a medication. I will share with you that taking antidepressants have saved my life on more than one occasion. And initially, it gave me an opportunity to level out and start taking care of myself mentally, emotionally, physically, and learn to love myself. So that was life-saving. And I am still on it to this day. I've tried not taking it, and it just doesn't work with me. I've had suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideation many times in my life, and I knew I would never really do it, but I certainly thought about it. And again, medication has helped me greatly with that. In addition to the medication, I try and accept the dark times. And this is learned. This is not, this is years and years of fighting against the dark times and thinking that dark times are bad and there's something wrong with me. Because for a period of time, I was all about, you have to be happy, let's be positive, and that can only last for so long. The dark comes and it goes. It's like a roller coaster. So I've learned to sit in it and sit with it, accept it, allow it, and know that it's not going to last forever. It lasts for however long it lasts. And another big help is talking with friends who remind me who I really am and why I'm here, which is to love. And I remember what's important. Honestly, a lot of my depressive thoughts come from not having enough money, or, as a single mom, just struggling in, the place that we live, struggling to make rent every month. It's just always a struggle. But I've also learned that my greatest gift to myself and to humanity is to love, and to always know that no matter what, I'm always taken care of. And there have been many times in my life where I've had to do things. I've had to live with a friend with my kids for a period of time because I didn't have a job. And it was such a blessing to allow myself to accept help. A lot of the traumatic situations that I've been in, not while I, was in them, but in afterwards and looking back, they have each and every single one of them, to varying degrees, have all taught me so much about myself, to learn to love myself more, to stand up for myself, to establish boundaries. There's always a lesson, and it's never easy, and I may have to go through the same lesson more than once. I've definitely done that, and that's okay. It's all okay. We're all navigating through this life the best we can, and sometimes when we're in it, I know I do. I tend to hibernate, and I don't want to talk to anybody, even my dearest friends. I don't want to bother them. I know they're busy. I don't want to bring them down with my problems. But I get over that, and I pick up the phone and I text or I call my friends and ask for support. And they do that with me as well. And it really gets me through. So that's how I navigate dark times. And I also use appreciation and gratitude. If I have to, I'll sit down and I'll make a list. Just before this past New Year's Eve, I found myself saying, "Oh, goodbye 2022, blah, 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 blah." And then I stopped myself and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I saying that? Is that because that's what people say, yay, a new year, last year was horrible, blah, blah, blah. It was almost like it wasn't me talking. And then when I sat with it and thought about it, so many great things happened this past year. So many great things. And there were some dark times too, yes, but always from those dark times, I learned lessons and I came through. So thank you, my dear, for asking me this question and allowing me to share some of my experience with you. I love you so much. Bye.